Hey, good morning, good morning. Morning, everybody. Hope everyone had a lovely weekend. Goldie here is consolidating a bit. We're down 0.80%. Small little liquidity grab situation that we could possibly be having right now. Look at this crazy volatility here with the London session open. I was thinking about some buys potentially above like this wick. See if I can get price up towards like us 33.14ish area over there. So that's the game plan, but I need a bit more of a tighter stop loss here. And we did actually end up having price do what we expected it to do during the simulation yesterday. So you can see here on the daily, now we got that daily break of support over here, heading down towards like 32.72 now. Yeah, it's quite difficult for price to move up. We got loads of speed bumps here. So a little break of support makes sense. Come down. Down already quite a bit here. Already also for Monday, 0.80% is quite a lot. But nice to see you guys here in the chat. Got Locks in here. We got everybody. Luke, Vikran, Ricardo, Architect, Noni, Titus in the chat. Warren, Bobby. Hey, welcome guys. Marcel, good morning. So let's see what happens. Let's see what we can let's see what the market does here for us today. And thanks for the comments, guys. I ended up seeing the comments. I spoke to the YouTube team about it, and yeah, I managed to find the comments. So that should be sorted. So I managed to read all the comments. Thank you guys for the comments. Now I'm waiting for price to come down and then, you know, give me like a little bit of a setup over here and then look for a buy. Potential buy, you know, maybe if we don't break above these highs, then I'll get a buy if price comes down. But I can't take a sell because it's selling down into support. See the 1 minute, small little accumulation break there on the 1 minute. Price is currently, yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to get a sell because it would be trading with the daily time frame, and the daily does look like it wants to go down. But we kind of have like a little tricky situation that we're currently in, and that's this range. As you can see, price, you got like a support area down over here. You got resistance. Price is just moving sideways. Good thing is we don't have any Asia lows failed. Yeah, it looks like we're going for the Asia lows. The good thing is we don't have any news today. Yeah, we don't have any news today. So we're heading down towards Asia lows. It's about like 28 pips. Was it a YouTube or user error? I think it was a YouTube error because I still couldn't see the comments. Like I was asking them why are my comments all, it's been put like in a category of being held, automatically held. So it's like, you know, like this doesn't make sense because I don't have that setting enabled. So I think they fixed it. But it's pretty good now because these spam comments wouldn't reach the channel anymore. So I've set it up in a way that I wouldn't be getting any more spam comments. It's funny because this guy like spends, I don't know who he is, but like you guys have probably seen it on multiple videos. Some guy advertising some XA, some kind of Bitcoin weird looking symbol thingy. And it's all like so many of them. So it's funny because, you know, they pay for this. They actually pay to get that stupid engagement. I don't know, maybe it costs like $5 or something for like 100 comments or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he's still posting them on my channel, but it's like he's literally just wasting money. So we'll see. He's wasting money now. Y'all will see it on a bunch of videos, not just my channel. Yeah, I've seen some crazy things on YouTube. Hey, tall trader. Oh yeah, let's remove this Friday thing here. It's no longer Friday. Freaky Friday. Now we got first try Mondays. 5-minute head and shoulders. 5-minute consolidation, more like it. But I mean, you could consider that head and shoulders. If you're expecting price to continue moving down, that is. Hey, Mr. Rashid. Where did you take your previous buy? Come here on the spreadsheet and then click on this link. Right here on the left-hand side. Right-hand side. I think there will be a little push up before the dump. Yeah, this is a very tricky area to maneuver because of these support regions over here. So I think we definitely need to see price move outside of this range. Give some sort of like opportunity, hopefully. Frankfurt already done some sharky moves. Yes. So you taking pre-London? Got a pre-London buy? Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, this is also, you could kind of already see the market moving sideways there. Got some double tops. Price are breaking above that key area, targeting some potential highs around these zones. So I think that's pretty good. You got your TP levels around here. Got a buy, made the most sense. And you got fake out confluence here as well. When price came down like this, took out those lows, created like a small support to break the highs with 8 SMA confluence. That looks nice. Right here for price to move up. Very well done. Very well done. No, not the best day getting slipped left and right. Oh, little spread. Oh, yeah, this was that little breakout. Little breaky. I was not even on the chart for long as well this time. I decided to sleep in a bit, so it's awesome that I managed to just come on time and get my move, and yo, it was pretty much done already. You know, the thing I've noticed is like whenever there's volume in the markets, whenever we're seeing volume of late, I've been seeing a lot of volume during the London session time. It's good to be always on time, but like I can get away with not being on time, you know, like as long as the price action is somewhat moving, even if it's ranging, but there's like there's some kind of volume even within the range if it's just like trading sideways. Because this range is about like a 156 pips. Somehow I'll still catch a move. But I definitely can't wait for October when we get our daylight savings shift. I can sleep an hour more. It'll be nice. Today I just slipped 2 of my 3 trades and missed out 2 consolidations. Hopefully, let's hope I don't mess up anymore. Yeah. Let's see. Small little grab on the 5-minute. Let it come down. Also, GJ looks like it wants to retrace. Got a little head and shoulders potentially to come down a bit more. I have to shake my head when I say October. Let's get it, guys. Fresh new week. Apparently, there's a crazy flood there in Texas. I don't know if Texas from Yared is here. Hope it's safe. At least 50 people killed in Texas floods. So it's 20 hours ago. I think the numbers I last saw were like 70 or something. I'm in a buy holding a loss. You're in a buy. Maybe it comes up for you. Because, you know, like if you're in a buy and price is moving sideways, I still think you have a good shot here of getting out at some break even or like even profit. Depending on where your buy is, of course. If it's all the way up here, I don't know. But if it's somewhere around here, then yeah, I still think price... there's less resistance for price to move up, even though it's still not as good because you have resistance here and here and here. But also support, there's no range for support. This area just got mopped up with that wick. I'm currently at work. My goal is to not be working and have money work for you. Yes. That is the goal. Just missed one more. Oh, you missed like a sniper entry here. It's John Wick areas. Buying the lows, selling the highs. Let's do waiting. Waiting for entry. It's going to be kind of crazy to catch a move here. Because right now the price action does not seem so favorable. So we need price to break through levels first. You back on GJ now? Still not seeing opportunities on GJ, to be honest. Might just be my first year not trading GJ. Since March. No. Since April. Is Texas flood not affecting DXY, therefore we must gold? No, I mean the flood wouldn't affect the whole US dollar. Like, think about it. A flood in Texas affecting the whole US dollar. US dollar is pretty strong right now as well. And we got Goldie moving down bearish. Strong dollar. Pound is also kind of strong. Yen weak. So yeah, I guess pound should be moving up, gold should be moving down. And that's kind of what we're seeing. So our Chinese indicator here seems to be working. We got plus 0.15 on GJ and we got negative 0.70. Oh wow, look at this volume here. Ooh. Yo, you missed such a nice trade here. This is 60 pips. What's gold doing? It's just setting up. It needs to stretch, you know. It needs to stretch because it has too many of these resistance levels. We need to break these resistance levels over here and create some nice price action we can actually trade. Guys, TradingView have a problem? I don't know, but today was weird. Like somehow my TradingView was trying to open it, but it was a bit weird. I couldn't get it open properly. I had to restart my computer, try open it again. Yeah, maybe TradingView might be having some small glitch. Time for the line graph. Look at these Asia sessions, man. Asian's been looking so nice of late. Look at that Asia dump from our kill zone here. This is the market open. Market open and then Asia completely knotted into the sideways movement. Little sideways consolidation. Consolidation nation. Maybe I can get a market fade I want to see how candlesticks about to behave. We are breaking above the 8 and 50 though. Yeah, that would have been a beautiful entry. Got a nice discount over here. Gold falls as traders weigh trade developments. Gold fell around 33.10 per ounce on Monday, giving back some gains from last week as investors assess ongoing trade developments. Oh yeah, Trump said something about taxing another 10% on countries part of the BRICS which don't support the United States. Many key US trade partners are scrambling to finalize agreements or secure more time maturity secret. Okay. Signs of progress on multiple trade deals and a possible extension of tariff deadlines weakened the metal safe haven appeal. So we got possible extensions, tariff deadlines. Remember we had that between China and the US was about like 90 days. Still, gold's decline was limited as President Trump reiterated warnings that higher tariffs would target nations that failed to reach agreements by the deadline and confirmed that sweeping reciprocal tariffs will take effect on August 1st. It's about, okay, that's going to be next month. Meanwhile, investors also await updates on US fiscal policy, while strong labor data from last week tempered expectations for July rate cut by the Federal Reserve. I wonder what Powell does when he's not speaking. Do you think he probably has a really chill job? Like he waits for numbers and says the same thing. We gotta wait longer. We gotta wait longer. I don't know what he does. Because you can't control the market. You know, you can't control the market. All you can do is observe it, observe how it's behaving, see what potentials there could be to mitigate risks. And you just sit on your hands. 90% of the time plus sitting on your hands. So it probably has a pretty nice job. It's gonna push upside, looks like trapping sellers. Let's see. This range has already been filled for me as well. I thought I could take a buy, but I think this wick kind of ruined it. This range. That would have been like about like 18 pips. Just trading like you're on chart. He might even be on stream. Imagine he retires and becomes a YouTube trader on live streams. That'll be lit. FOMC week, isn't it? No, we got meeting minutes, which is not the same as a typical FOMC. This is just like a recap of the previous FOMC. Meeting minutes on Wednesday. But sometimes there's a bit of new information that comes out of this meeting minutes. Sometimes, but it's not really something that I'm anticipating much from. German 40 just gave me the finger, 0.87 pips from entry. Now is dropping. That pesky German 40, huh? Let's see on the 1 minute. I've never traded an index before in my life. I don't think I want to. Good morning, bro. Good morning, Armando. Let's see. I think we got some charts in here. That manipulation on the 5-minute candle ripped down and came back to close bullish where the entry was. Oh. Oh. Manipulation for sell. Looks like you got caught in some really bad choppiness there. You got caught in some real turbulence. Accumulation break on the 1 minute lined up with the break of the 5 minute. Manipulation for sells takes them out. Got in, but got out near 50% mark. where I got out of my trade. Oh, nice. At least you manage your trade over there. So dubs on the management. Dubs on the management. Oh, we got a nice little buy over here. Got another bomber clot. Let's go. Oh, that looked clean. This was from Friday. That was from Friday. Was good, pure peak. Nice. Tetra, I'm late to the stream. Can you start over? Okay. Okay, so this was the analysis. This is all that the market's been doing, you know. It's just moving sideways over here. And there's nothing at this point. I'm just waiting for maybe create like a support and a fakie over here. Price a fake out above here, then maybe we can catch a sell down towards this next area and trade with the daily trend, which is down 0.80%. I think that could be a nice move. So we're already visualizing what it is that we want to see. Right? So I know what I want to see. Now the market just has to print it. There we go. I can take a sell over here and it's going to be a good sell. And then it's going to be a good Monday. But GJ is not doing anything. Very choppy barcoding. Price action is not flowing properly. It's like when you have a sink problem or like an airlock in your sink and the water just keeps going like. That's what a GJ is doing. Then it had like this time here that it moved nice, you know, it flowed nicely. It goes like shh. Now it's like. So I'm not even looking at GJ. Because the thing with gold, even though gold is chopping as well, this thing, man, it just moves, you know, it just moves. You can get these random pushes, which are really nice. Like, look at this move. This was like 61 pips already. 61 pips. Trend is strong, long, UK, so look for shorts. The UK overall market here, it's struggling a bit. You know, we need to break above 200. We need to get above 200 here. That's a psychological mark. I think if the pound yen can get above, then we're gonna want to hold higher levels. But right now it's got a lot of work to do. You know, it's the most difficult time for the pound until it gets above 200 over there. It's slowly but surely trying to creep up though. And now we're getting V-shaped reversals. That's no fun because it's mopping up this range that I wanted to trade down here. So I don't know. We'll see. Vic, on that trade I took on Friday, you said that SL was wrong place. Can you tell how to know the right SL for a large range? Because I saw the structure that was the spot to have it. Yes, I mean like if you look at the range and it's a pretty big range, you can just extend the SL. You don't have to be a penny pincher. You know, if it makes sense with the range that there's a lot of room, then I'll just take like the safest structure. So you're gonna have two options. You could either play it risky and have a tight stop loss, or you could play it safe. You know, you could be this guy over here. I think that's what you're doing. I love the game. See, when your tight stop loss survives by 1 pip. So sometimes we know that we can splurge a bit more. You know, let's say if the range is still giving you, let's say even a 1-to-1, and you can extend the stop loss. I think it's better because sometimes you know what happens? is price can come like a, let's say you want to use this area. It comes, it takes it out, and then it continues to go up. Especially if it looks good, if the setup looks good. And you want to be sure you want to be stuck in for the move. Some of y'all love the hustle too much. But I also love the hustle. You should have seen our simulation session yesterday. This was it. We had like a couple of trades literally almost hit because we were not using structure. It was a different situation from yesterday's simulation. We're just using the maximum allowed SL, and it would come like sometimes kind of close, few pips towards hitting. I love the gate. I love the hustle. Every Monday morning, that should be your Monday morning vibe. When you come onto the charts, ready to take a risk. You should get good at taking at least one risk per day. You know, one good, well thought out risk per day. And you practice that risk muscle. Maybe we could take a sell over here. I know, it does not look pretty. It does not look pretty. Why on a Monday? Why must we range? You know, if I take this sell, I would be expecting a bearish continuation. But it does not look pretty. Let's see what happens here. We still got about 1 minute for candles to close. I think it might actually close above that resistance. Where the heck did Ninja Woods come from? Ninja FX. Samurai FX. Too small of a range. Yeah, this area does not look good anymore. Well, it overall did not look that great. Glad there's no entry there. Long till December. You know, that's something we spoke about, like how if you go on the daily, this thing looks like it's gonna range the whole year. Like it's pretty much, it seems that gold, I think we may be done with all-time highs, but we have to see how the year progresses. But for the most part of the whatever's left of the year, I think we're gonna hold these two levels. And gold is just gonna accumulate here and then start breaking out maybe in 2026. or towards the end of the year, because we're still expecting the rate cuts from the Federal Reserve. So I think that's the main thing that we're waiting for on gold. That's like the main catalyst. And I suspect it's going to be a 50 basis point cut, which is pretty good. It's big. And that's going to push the price of gold up in October. And then we're going to be looking at a, 3,500 breaking above and then heading up towards 4K. $4,000 definitely is a target for a next year. Soon as we get those rate cuts, we should get the move on gold. Next FOMC is in 23 days. Let's see. 30th July. We got September. Ooh, September easing goes up to 60%. July is still no change, so most likely nothing this month. We got September, October, December. Got easing at 68.7. So October should go up again, 88.1. Let's see, December, 96. Yeah, gold is going to struggle. You can also see the way the candlesticks are printing, right? It's in accordance to the way prices behave is overall structured right now. So you can see whenever price is compressed, also the market's going to find it difficult to move properly. So it's starting barcode a bit here. But no entries. I don't think I could take a sell here. Stop loss is going to be too big. Range is only like 17 pips. But this was kind of what I was drawing out before. Remember, guys, I was saying I wanted to see like a fake out and then for price to come down. So this kind of like what we're having happen right now. The next tariff meeting will make gold move like crazy. I'm gonna drink more water. Hey, Armando, thank you for the $2, man. I appreciate it. How much to get started and what USA broker? How much to get started? It kind of depends on you. It depends on your risk appetite. You know, it depends on what it is you're doing. If you're just learning, then I think like $500 is a good amount to start with. And then just learn how to manage risk on that $500 account. The whole idea is like basically you want to not lose the account and you want to learn as much as possible, you know, and not pay such a high tuition fees. So I would say you can warm up with like $500 because most good brokers minimum is like $200 anyway. And as far as a USA broker, I am not sure. Maybe someone in the chat knows. Can help Armando out with a USA broker. But for most people, $500 is a good place to start. Even if you can afford more, you know. AMP Live. Yeah, I can check out AMP Live. Happy Monday, everyone. Looking forward to gold hitting 3150. As experts suggested last week, with moves below 3,300. Today, hopefully 3,250. Looking at gold at 30. You said 30? 3,150. $3,150. 3,150. Oh, that's a pretty big move down. Holy. Yeah, I'm thinking at least for this week. I'm just looking at 32.73 over here, and then we'll see what happens, what the market does next. Just take it in stages, you know. If we come down here, awesome. I think people who trade in the long term, they do this types of longer term analysis. But since I'm a day trader, I just focus on range to range. For me personally, it's much easier to speculate a price movement from here to here than it is from here all the way down to 3,150. Especially because we're just moving sideways. See what the experts say. Because you know what? The experts also, Wardy, are saying that gold can move up. They're saying gold can move up to 3,400 by 2026. I have Travaste live. Okay, nice one, Bobby. But AMP live for futures, and they also allow you to trade gold. Oh, nice. AMP live. Owanda, yeah, I mean, like, leverage is an issue. Probably. Yeah, Marndo got the crown snatch. AMP live. Oh, looks like they got MetaTrader, TradingView. See their pricing. Still waiting on a setup here on Goldie. I don't think there's anything right now. Kind of a hard website to navigate. Risk free. If I have a question how to deal with spread. What exactly do you mean how to deal with spread? I would just say not using a hard stop loss. And using manual execution. So if you get price close to your stop loss and it hits through it, just manually get out. That's the only way you can deal with spread. Or you can get a better broker. If you find that spread's a bit too high, you can try experiment with different brokers. Different accounts. Use the ECN accounts. Tight spreads, raw spreads. If you're on a standard account, your spreads are going to be big, naturally, you know. But if you're on a raw spread account, usually my spread is hovering around like 1 pip. On GJ, usually like around 0.5. So it's quite tight. So on the US bank holiday, man, look at how much volume that we had. Look at how much volume we had and how price was swinging. London open, swing up, swing down. Everyone is like, oh no, it's a US bank holiday. Now look at this. It's not even a bank holiday. We don't even have anything on the Forex factory. And look at the way price is behaving. You know, so you got a bunch of people. They miss the beautiful setups on Friday because it's a bank holiday. And then you're going to have Monday behave more like a bank holiday. And there's nothing. But to be fair, the New York session did die out a bit more. The closer we got to the NY, it started chopping up a little bit more. Then there was one more good buy opportunity over here. One more good buy opportunity. And then price filled up this range. Oh, it's coming more towards the London close. But okay, looks like Tifu's got hit over there. Thanks for the membership. Thanks for the membership, Armando. Yeah, and then this was a big push up. Wonder where my text to speech is. Why is my text to speech not working?
Armando M. Rodriguez donated $2 through Super Chat.
Oh no, it sounds like it is working. Barely hear it.
Armando M. Rodriguez has become a member.
Annoying trade, not used to wait to not used to waiting long, already closed 50%. All right, so let's see if I can get that support being formed. The Goldie's coming down. It's filled up this range. I was thinking initially about trading this range if I had a tighter stop loss above here, but it looks like instead we did end up getting that fakie and it's filled the range. So it's just a waiting game now. Let's see the higher time frame. Got a kiss of death here on the hourly. On that 8 SMA. 4 hours still looks good to come down. That 4 hour range has been looking good for quite some time now. This price has been moving down over here. Fill this area up, which is clean traffic as well on the daily. So you see we don't have much structure here on the higher time frame. 4 hour looks good. 1 hour. I think this could be just an accumulation to keep moving down, it seems. Got 15 minutes here for hourly to close. But we need to break below like 3304 at least, you know, start getting some momentum back in. But it does seem like it's planning on doing that. But 30-minute looks interesting. There's no top wick over here. Look at this. No top wick on the 30. So what we know about top wicks obviously is most of the candlesticks are going to have a top and a bottom wick. So we have like 14 minutes here. No top wick sometimes cause imbalance in the market. Oh, nice. So it's starting to break. Wow, look. This is a 5-minute opened and it just dumped. See this on the 1-minute time frame? It just dumped like about 17 pips. Literally in a few seconds. It's breaking below support right now. Probably distributing. Just can't get a sell because it's a higher time frame play. 5-minute accumulation, potential distribution. We'll see what happens. Accumulation, distribution. It's starting to break below key levels though. Key levels are being broken now at 3305. But I might wait for a fakey situation where I can get price give me a fake out signal. Like it wants to struggle to move back upwards into this range. Or like wait for price to move down, retrace up, and then come down again. H4 flipped. Definitely all higher time frames are bearish now. All higher time frames are bearish. Looks like it's trying to break out, I guess. Textbook accumulation breakout. Came down, boom. Consolidate. Break. Waiting for it at 3299.60. Let's see, 3299.60. Zero drawdown. Fakey, pips, and breaky. Eyes on 3300 and bounce. 3300, psychological mark. Yeah, we're still holding 3300. Actually, so that could act as a nice confluence for potential buys that might come in later. Need to go get a haircut after this. Hit the pivot, support 3. Do I offer one-on-one? Not really a one-on-one. More like an open mentorship. Jason Lee. Yeah, potential fake out. You know, I heard like the new Rush Hour, like when they're broadcasting Rush Hour now, they have to put a disclaimer in the beginning of the movie to tell people, yo, you know, it's a different time and the jokes meant, you know, people are not as soft back in the days. Basically, they were saying this. That new generation is super soft. But it's funny because like, how did the new generation watch movies like Rush Hour, you know, Jackie Chan? Man, and that was such a good movie. Such a good movie. But the jokes there are a little bit edgy. I mean, back in the days, we had a lot more edgier jokes. Like Chris Rock, comedians back in the day were like a lot more edgy. I don't think they can get away with much of it nowadays. And it's pretty much their job. You should never take comedy seriously. It's the comedian's job to make uncomfortable situations funny. It just goes to show how soft the new generation is. You know, it's affecting a lot of things, guys. It's affecting a lot of things. Even on my YouTube, I even have to stop putting disclaimers just to be on the safe side. Because it like, they get pushed to moderate, then it pushes us creators to moderate, and it's just like pure censorship. Because if we don't moderate, then we can't be on their platforms. It kind of sucks. It is what it is. Everything's censored? Yes. That's why I like Elon Musk, you know. At least Elon Musk, he provides internet services which don't get censored. He provides Twitter, which is like more free speech. Which is heading in the right direction. That's why also the other streaming platforms like Kick exist. We got Kick, we got, I think Twitch as well. Maybe it's more lenient, I'm not sure. We got Kick, we got Rumble. We got more platforms coming out because I really do see the problem of this bureaucracy when it comes to social media. I mean, on TikTok, you can't even, man, on TikTok, it's like super censored. Super censored on TikTok. You know, their algorithms, if they don't like something, like let's say if they don't like Andrew Tate, or let's say if you're a popular guy maybe on YouTube and YouTube removed you, then anything to do with your face on TikTok is just like automatically shadow banned or like instantly removed. On TikTok, it's a different level of censorship. Super efficient. On Instagram, maybe not that much. I haven't experienced too much of it. I think on Instagram, they do a lot of shadow banning. Such a childish way of disciplining content creators. Ooh, I'm gonna shadow ban you. Come on. Gonna shadow ban me because of a meme. Soft generation, guys. You can imagine the people working at these places. Like, I can just imagine an office full of like all these people with, I don't want to get into it. The joke on that is the person that want freedom of speak and right are ones that fight this kind of jokes. People must remember to defend freedom of speech. They need to accept the fact that they can be offended for the other person's opinion or joke. Yeah. Because it's also, yeah, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. Is it possible for making reverse head and shoulders? I don't think we're gonna get reverse head and shoulders. It looks more of like it's breaking out. It's heading towards 3,300 over here. Imagine having life back to being able to create movies like Rush Hour. Right? I mean, movies nowadays are so politically correct. And you can see they're very much polished. They're polishing it a lot. Like it's really, I don't know how to feel about it. It's kind of weird. Like movies back in the days just seemed like they had a lot more texture to them. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I don't know. They are boring. Yeah, this has also not been a good year for movies, to be honest, too. It's like they're just doing the same thing. It feels like it's the same thing over and over again. Like it's a good movie, but it doesn't have texture. It doesn't have character. It's like soulless. Basically, it's just like, oh, you know, this sells, so let's just keep doing this type shit. Oh. I guess that's how you'd run a business, though. If it's selling, then but kind of like at the same time it loses character. I guess that's what the people want. People want less character if they're selling more. Or maybe it's the new generation. It's probably the new generation that's pushing this narrative. It's exactly. It's all about woke. People associating swing trading to more money and scalping to less money. What's your take? I don't think it makes a difference. You know, if somebody catches 1% with 10 pips and somebody catches 1% with 100 pips, what's the difference? You know, this is $100 and this is also $100. So I don't know what the difference is. It just comes down to your risk. Like, how much percent are you risking per trade? That's where it really matters. Risking 1%, 2%. You don't make more from... Yeah, I mean, it's something I've heard like people say as well. Like, oh, I started making more when I started swing trading. My trendline strategy I've been holding for 2 weeks now. I'm making more money. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I think what they mean to say is, since I've been trading that, this is the thing, like some people need to articulate themselves a bit clearly. I think what they mean to say is, since I've been trading the higher time frames, I've been risking more percent on my account, and that's why I've been making more money. You know, maybe when they're trading their smaller accounts, instead of risking like, let's say 5%, they're risking like 0.5%, maybe even 1%, something like that. But yeah, I don't know why they do that. I don't know why they say those things. I also hear it and I get a bit confused, because most of the time the people saying that is retail traders who are just trading currency pair like GJ or gold or something very vanilla. You know, it's not like they have portfolios and have due diligence and they're getting into it and saying, oh, I've been spreading my risk like this. Higher time frames have allowed me to build a portfolio and I'm cross correlating my instruments like this. It's usually like, oh, I'm trading a higher time frame now, I'm making more money. Oh, what are you trading? Oh, I just trade GJ or I just trade gold with a trend line breakout strategy. So you can already see how plain that already becomes in such a environment where people who do trade the higher time frames usually have a lot more due diligence when it comes to it. Do you hold gold trades overnight? No. But close it already. I just can't hold. I had 1% and 8 pips SL. Let's see. How much are you up for the day? I can't even read this. Very volatility today. Very low volatility. The good thing is we're breaking out. We're already breaking out here. It's coming down towards 3,300. Price is down 1%. Man, I really wish I could get a sell. I don't know if I'll be able... I mean, yeah, I wish I could get a sell because of this volume that we have. Holy, like the daily time frame is just completely nothing right here. It's like 420 pips. Oh, you're up 2%. I'm using very small lot size. I've only just noticed you've been at buy since the start of the stream. No, I'm not at anything right now. I'm just waiting. Waiting for an entry. Oh, yeah, I'm 31. Exactly know what you mean about movies, but you couldn't even get away. No way. The Stifler could not survive this generation. American Pie. Yeah, American Pie. Damn, I remember like watching that movie and it just felt like you shouldn't be watching that movie. Yeah, American Pie would not survive. Heck, there were even some games. I remember back in the days they used to release these games which are like American Pie type games. I don't think those would fly so much nowadays as well. It was actually quite a successful series. American Pie, American Wedding, American Reunion, American Pie 2, American Pie deleted scenes. They would have a heart attack in American Pie. I bet you American Pie was also shown in the cinema during that time. I would not be surprised. You know when I started to really feel that the censorship was getting a lot was when they started censoring Wolf of Wall Street in cinemas. It's like Wolf of Wall Street was not even that bad. That was quite a surprise when that movie came out. Still getting censored. It was really not that bad. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so might be looking for a fakie here by 3,300. I wish you could have tapped into it a bit more. but we're pretty close into it. We're about a 5.6 pips away from 3,300. I was considering like a little fakey, a little fade from this area, because I was targeting this range. It's kind of scary because obviously we're going against the trend right now. Price action is down 1%. It would be nice to get a little bit more structure, but let's see. You got 3 minutes, 38 seconds. Am I about 35-ish? No. 29. Yeah, we're gonna wait for a bit more confirmation. Got 3 minutes. The thing is, like, this candlestick could easily reflip. Then I'd have my stop below here. When is the big 30? In September. Shout out to my Vigros in the chat. Team Vigro. Virgo. Alright, got two minutes. You long, bro? No, I'm thinking about it. But not now. I want to see how candles are about to close. Lando Norris. The best comedy movie of all time, in my opinion, is Tropic Thunder. Yeah, that was a nice one, man. I didn't even know that black guy was Robert Downey Jr. Only afterwards I realized that was him. I wonder we'll ever get to a time where, like Tropic Thunder, with what's happening now with these drone strikes in Russia, that movie would not air. It would be the new generation's too soft for this. Man, I was like with some Russian friends on the weekend, and they were showing me on Telegram. They have these Telegram groups, and they're showing like these drone bombings of the Russian, like Ukrainian dropping bombs on Russians. Man, that thing looks so brutal. It looks so brutal. Like, it doesn't kill them immediately, it just blows them up a bit. And then they have instructions to shoot themselves, the Russians. So whenever they get blown up like that, they can't walk or anything, then they have to like shoot themselves. That's crazy. That's crazy war that's going on there. And there's drone warfare, just, man, it's brutal. It's like a video game. There was one guy on a quad bike, and he just got blown to pieces. And then you got two perspectives: the drone camera and the guys on the quad bike. The guy sitting behind him, like the guy was still on the quad bike. You're still driving it without half of his body, basically. Oh man, it's like brutal. It is brutal. All right, so I'm gonna look for a buy over here, guys. I'm just basically looking to fade this move. It's kind of a risky... Well, it's not the best structurally speaking, but I still think it's a good shot over here. Really nice range to the left-hand side. Got some rejection wicks over there as well. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can get triggered in. Get a breaky of these highs. Volume is starting to kick in. Oh, wait a second. My bad. I have to wait for... Okay, no, I'm gonna wait. I have to wait for... I see we created a new lower low over here. Just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna wait a bit longer. Because we created a new lower low. I'm gonna wait for this candle here to close. It has about 2 minutes 40 seconds. Let me see the hourly. We just got a new hourly open. Beautiful. That means they've got fresh volume here on the new hourly open as well. But I need this candlestick here to close first. I hope it doesn't just skyrocket because we just got the new hourly open. There's a lot of fresh volume here. Bro, what about candle range theory with TBS, TWS? No idea. I don't know. Candle range theory? I don't know. Closed, Goldie. It's a nice break. Problem is like this area here is we created a new lower low, so I didn't want to get stuck in a potential liquidity grab there. It's a very tricky area because now it's just creating a support. Don't know if it makes sense. Doesn't look good. I think I'm gonna wait for something a little bit more clear than this. But we're bouncing from... Yeah, I'm gonna wait for something a bit more clear. This is not enough structure for me. But we're bouncing from 3,300. Bought this 0-0 touch. You're not entering? No, I'm not entering. I want something a bit more clear. Maybe if we can create some structure over here. And then to show me or to prove to me that it still wants to move up. That's what I'm waiting for. Don't like the SMA there. Yeah, we're also trading against the SMA, true. We got the 5-minute SMA. So I think it's safer to wait. But if it wasn't for this, like if we could have rejected maybe this support... Oh no, I think it was a very, very difficult one. See on the 1 minute? It's like a small little accumulation with inverted head and shoulders. A little bit of a fake out over here, which is also like an inverted head and shoulders. Break of the highs, so we'll have a small distribution upwards. Let's see, the 5-minute did close above the SMA at least. Right shoulder volume push on the 1 minute? Yes. I was on a 1 minute micro lot, but it hit my SL. I was greedy. Oh yeah, I also remember whoever said American Pie, we also had Harold and Kumar. Also, Harold and Kumar was a sick movie. White Castle. Got like 3 minutes for a candle here to close. I don't know if I'm gonna get the structure that I want though. That's how the stop would look. So this is something that I've been premeditating, you know? I've been premeditating price breaking this range and then coming back into the range. So I just had like a small V-shaped reversal currently happening right now, exactly at that 3,300 mark. But I hope it's not just a complete V-shaped reversal. I hope it doesn't fill up majority of the range. Like something like this, and then give us our entry like right at the end. Hopefully, like, still get it here would be nice. Have that little SMA confluence as well. Break back above this key area too would be good. Then get like a little fade of the market back into the range. Oh, 1 minute. Wonder if this candle can still flip. DXY is moving mad. Should be bullish. Yeah, I got the DXY ripping up here. Still waiting on an entry on Goldie, but it just keeps pushing up. It's not giving me an entry. Wait for this next 5-minute closure. The range on the 1 minute also looked really nice. Just clean candlesticks coming down. Y'all need too much confirmations. I got mine and running this up already. It's because our charts don't look like Christmas trees. You know, when you're just taking many trades, then your chart's gonna look like Christmas tree. You're gonna have so many entries. Here, here. I got like a buy somewhere around here. And then I'm gonna take another buy somewhere around here. Did Did you think trading forex like this is zero-sum game? No. Let's see. Got my entry. Boom. This is what I don't like. It's literally like filling up this range without me. It's left me the bare minimum. I don't know how to feel about this. It's left me the bare minimum. Hopefully it invalidates. It might as well just push up and invalidate my move. Is it not better to see if it sets up for a sell at this point? No, this is actually better. That's why I'm kind of just watching it invalidate this. It just needs to push up a couple more pips. It would be better to wait for a sell. Can we enter now? No. You can do what you want, but I'm not entering now. I'm waiting for maybe the next candle to close bearish and then see what I can do. Yeah, I'm just measuring the range. That's why the SL is bigger than the TP as well. I want to see what the next 5-minute candle is going to do. But yeah, as far as this setup goes, I don't like this setup at all. Trading with the bearish trend, it's already had its move. It's filled up about good amount of this range. Not yet 65% of it. Man, what a garbage move, because you know it is actually valid, but As far as the setup goes, it does not look nice at all because it's a buy position against a bearish daily on negative 0.88 with a really big stop. Potential liquidity grab here. I'd love to see it at least push up these highs. All right, nice. Nice and validated. So we'll wait for a bit more structure to be formed. It's a 1 minute FVG. Christmas strategy, yes. Little risky, bro, but believe in yourself. Lower your risk if you buy. At this point, really, I would just love to see it just fill up this whole area. Might as well just V-shape reversal. The whole move down. Would have been nice to catch those buys at the bottom though, right? At 3,300. It's just the yeah, it's quite tricky. It's quite tricky because this is like a doji, a red doji. I think it would have been more clear if price had come down a bit more. And then we started to have the break up like this. It will be a little bit more clear of a little fake out. Because I'm looking at it in hindsight, and a break above these highs could have still played out nicely with a stop below here, or actually below here. Got an entry at 3303. I was 10 pips away from my entry. It would be a good move. Maybe I will hold it since I'm already up 2%. Essentially, like what happened was what happened up over here was the same thing. Except this moved down, but you see this candle pattern here, bullish, bearish, and then bullish again. I think it was a bit more clear like this. Then I could have gotten at the buys of the highs. That's kind of what threw me off, was how low volume this area was over here. But that would be the bullish close, bearish close, break of the high right there. Because usually we look at that as a sort of like kind of look at it as sort of fake out situation. This would become to re-break the highs to keep moving up bullish. We might get some sells. Is there a reason you use spot chart instead of gold futures? Yeah, because I'm not trading futures. I'm trading gold spot. But the price action is relatively the same. Or rather, it should be. Now I just gotta wait. See if I can catch some sell continuations. Because we have created a new lower low. Right here, break of 3505. New lower low, retracement to continue moving down. Secure this, just put my buy stop and go do something else. Suddenly already feel, oh, nice. Oh, awesome, man. Even I haven't, this is my entry. I think my entry would have come in here. Looking at it in hindsight, I could have taken it, but it wasn't clear enough. It wasn't standing out as much. This is what you be doing. Got that red Adidas jumper on. Going for the bears. That's fill up the move. That buy there is pretty much done. What the hell is this guy doing? Oh, that's a cow. I thought that was a bull. Yeah, 3,300 mark. Pretty key, pretty solid area, 3,300 for that bounce. It doesn't always need to tap into it, like directly into it. It can just hover right next to it as well. Because even if we, let's say if this was the all-time highs, that would still be considered all-time highs. They probably see tabloids saying that gold hit like 3,300. But most likely futures already moved through this. Like futures kind of moves a bit more than gold spot. So if you get something like this happen on gold, probably already see 3,300. Count as 3,300. But yeah, full range has been shaped up here towards resistance. So I'm gonna wait for that bearish continuation. It gets riskier. The more trades that you miss, the more trading becomes risky. But right now, I think I could count that as a potential miss, you know? A one miss. Nasty price action. Hey, congrats to anybody who took it though. I think I was playing with the bulls too much. Exactly like this guy right over here. I think I was playing with him too much. I didn't execute on him. Should have jumped on this thing and grabbed it by the horns. Sometimes trading be like that. You just have to execute. Anyway, let's see what happens. Are you going to sell? Yep. I'm going to sell. I'm going to look for a sell. Hey, thanks for the 100 likes, guys. I appreciate it. This thing is bound to retrace soon, though. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullish candles potentially in a row here. I've seen this move play countless times. Consolidates, takes out the lows, and then takes out the highs. Yes. Yeah, that was the idea even, you know. The idea was like accumulation, manipulation to come back into the range. V pattern, yes. How, bro? Stream starting to ending, you talking continuously? I don't know what you mean. See, or do you think that could have been a fake out to break out the top? Yeah, someone in the chat thinks so. But I think for me, it was just a fake out to come back into the range. That's all that I wanted, was for price to come up and retest resistance. Here by 33.11. Which it has. Damn, this is such an ugly price action. Like, what the hell is this? You know, the thing about the market, it always throws, sometimes it can throw a curveball like this. It can throw curveballs your way sometimes and can get quite confusing. You know, buys above these highs would not be a bad idea too. Buys above 33.20. Avik, sometimes my psychology got affected when my first trade took a loss. How would you do if you're in that position? I would just, you know, just... If your first trade is a loss, I mean, as long as it's a managed loss, you know, if you got like, let's say 1% and you lost 1%, but you have 2 shots for the day, let's say 2%, it's pretty nice. Maybe if you reduce risk to 0.5% on your first loss is also really good. I think that's how I look at it. But anyway, you know at the end, when you have like, let's say a spreadsheet such as this, it's just all about execution, right? Even if you got your first loss, just keep taking the next trades, because you got your next cluster of good trades is bound to happen eventually, right? You can't win all the setups, but even sometimes you see I got like 3 losses over here, get a bit discouraged. 1 win, a couple losses, 1 win, a loss. Then you feel like you're never really like breaking out of that situation, correct? This is probably how you're gonna feel like a situation like this. So just keep going and just keep executing. You see, eventually it clears up. You get like 3 wins, break even, loss, W, win, loss. Then it starts clearing up a bit, loss, and just keep going. Just don't give up. You see, because you're gonna have this data keep going for the rest of the year. So I wouldn't focus too much on just like one trade setup. Just always have the longer term perspective in mind. Like even this trade, this is just one trade, you know. This is one trade of a bunch more that I'm going to be taking this month. You know, so far this month I've already taken about 12 trades, and we're just starting the second week and I've done 12 trades already. So, you know, like you can't have too much thought on just one position. Because the next trade is always around the corner. Even if it's a win, next trade's around the corner. You might give it back. If it's a loss, next trade's around the corner. You might have a W, a bomber clot.
Bomber clot!
At sell. Yeah, maybe now get a retracement. What I would like to see is a small little fake out situation happen above here. Candle comes down, comes up like this, and then breaks below these lows. And starts to fill this range. My bomber club might be playing out. Like GJ looks like it wants to come down. It's starting to break below kind of support area here. 197, 210. 210-ish area. Potentially coming down towards 197 even. This is about like 19 pips. Nice little rejection wicks here by resistance. Can move this zone down towards support. But I do like the way that's moving though. Very nice V-shaped reversals, or some form of volumes come in. See how big this candle here is, like 40 pips. Nice, very nice. High chance of big drop on GJ. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm thinking here too. Okay, so we got one spike above these highs by 33.12. See if we can get some structure over there. But we're trading against the SMAs, which is the only thing that I don't typically like. But you know, it is what it is. Let's see, hourly. Oh, we got hourly SMA in our favor though. That's nice. Got hourly SMA. Kind of looks like a pullback. Like a little fake out actually, if you think about it. The way you got this really V-shaped reversal you can see on the 1 hour. Like just a bullish engulfing on the previous. I think higher time frame traders might be thinking this is a higher time frame fake out to re-break the highs by 33.15 and then for price to keep rallying up bullish by that 36 area. I think that's what the higher time frame traders are thinking. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. But I still think the daily is bearish. No, daily's still down negative 0.80%. Got some clean ranges here on the 4 hour. Prices have still been overall coming down. Majority of the volume is still bearish. And plus, we haven't really broken anything of structure, I would say. At this point, all you have is like a potential fake out below here, but you haven't really broke any structure. So you still got some kind of resistance here that price is rejecting. All right, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. See weekly time frame. Yeah, weekly is bearish. What about it? Weekly is bearish. I mean, it's not bearish, but the weekly candle is bearish. But overall, it's consolidating. Got a nice little SMA here on the weekly though. Trading underneath our 8 SMA there on the weekly. That looks good. I'm gonna set my moves up. The horizontal candle close. Now I'm not waiting for a candle to close. It's gonna be like an impulsive entry. An impulse break of the lows. 1 minute consolidation, so nice. Oh, yes. I want to get a fake out on that consolidation. Maybe a bullish fake out. Shoots above and then comes down. That'll be a nice confluence. So we're going to see something on this. Like boom, boom, boom. Fake out here and then come down. Oh, that's going to be nice. Do 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 do. Gate. I gave a dime on 10.1 short. I want to see this candlestick here flip. And get that fake out on the 1 minute to break below support. Man, can it actually flip? Holy! Oh, it's playing a lot over here. Alright, chat, I'll be right back. Oh, nice. We're getting the SMA confluence. Beautiful. Little bit of a fakey situation. Hey, where's my long short position? We were on our way. Then November came. We're on our way. Man, I wish it was yesterday. I want to see that liquidity grab area fail. Yeah, I want to see that liquidity grab fail. That one that looks like it's probably a bullish liquidity grab. If this candlestick can close up. We'll be breaking below the SMAs as well, so we'll be getting through dynamic support. Oh, but we got that 15 right there. Literally at the entry, but I think it should be fine. We got the hourly in our favor. Hourly candlestick as well. It's about to close in the next 10 minutes. Get some fresh volume come in on the next hourly. This one looks a bit overextended as well. To continue pushing up. Alright, nice. So I'm going to take a sell here if we break these lows. Should be nice because you see that long liquidity grab here on the 5-minute. Looks like it might be potentially failing. Got a really nice range for it to come down to. There we can break these lows. We're rejecting above 3312 area as well. We got some rejection wicks here. Looks like a failed support. You get a solid break below. Come on, take it, Vic. We're on the same page. Bang, bang. Oh, nice. And we're also closing that. We're going to be closing the SMAs over here. Yeah, it's good. We're on the same page. I think it makes sense. All right. See if I can get a dump. Can we get a dump it? About 3 minutes here for candlesticks to close. It's like a market fade. I'm going to journal this as a market fade. annoying it doesn't have a top wick though. On my broker, it seems like we do have a top wick on that 5. We're trading with the daily trend as well, which is good. Haven't created any sort of key structural breaks. Still respecting this general region over here. Have I entered? Yeah. This should work. Yeah, I think so, man. Like, there's nowhere else that I see price heading at this point. If you even see the progression of price action, it's been coming down like this. We consolidated, we ranged. We created this resistance area. We dipped down below, little V-shaped reversal. Hourly seems a bit overextended. Hourly should be closing here, I think, in the next like 8-7 minutes or so. And we're rejecting this area, trading with the overall bearish momentum. So it makes sense. Makes sense. Look at the way price just overall looks right now. If you think about the way it looks, would you want to be a buyer right now, or would you want to be a seller? Just based off how it looks. You know, I think it still makes sense for some shorts.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Probably waiting, let's see if we get the next 5-minute dump. It is nice it's closing like this though. At least we get the SMAs over there in our favor. Got about 10 seconds. Come on, 5 minutes. You can do it. Close below the SMAs. Alright, nice closure below the SMAs. Even if this candlestick pulls up, gets you a bit of drawdown, at least you have some dynamic resistance there. Would be nice to re-break those lows and kind of have like another shotgun confluence in there. I think also on the 1 minute time frame, we had what I kind of wanted to see. It looked like it was a double fakie here though. We had an accumulation, price faked below. It came back upwards, it faked the highs, and then it pushed downwards again. See how big the stops should have been. It didn't break it too aggressively though on these sellers. This is the thing I like about this setup here is the move looks a lot more clearer than this one did here at the bottom. Because if that one started giving me drawdown, I think I would not as be willing to take in those buy drawdowns as I'm willing to take some sell drawdowns because we're trading with the trend. You got a top wick on your broker? Nice. I potentially see price fill some of this range here as it potentially tries to tap back into 3,300. You think we can take out the low? There's lows here. Yes. I think 3,300 could still be a magnet for potential sell. It's just we got the hourly that's we got a new hourly candlestick about to open here. So maybe get the push with the next hourly open. I do like how on the hourly we still have that 8 SMA here kind of holding price. You got about 2 minutes 26 seconds for the hourly closure. I would actually be expecting a really big dump on the next 5 open. Because especially if we respect those SMAs and the next 5 opens, get like a stronger push like this with a new Xauusd. Hope that Xauusd top wick doesn't take you out. As long as we're hovering around this region here, it should be good. It's only more risky if candlesticks were pushing up a lot here, then the Xauusd wouldn't have that much space if it was somewhere above that region. Oh, 1 minute. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Got 20 seconds. New Xauusd open. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting. With this new Xauusd open, that's gonna bring in some ton of volume. See how it closes here with this SMA. I think it's trying to take the Xauusd SMA. Let's see how that looks. Ooh, interesting. It kind of taken the Xauusd SMA over there. Now waiting for Xauusd to create its top wick. Xauusd highs before potential Xauusd lows. We've got the 5-minute SMA still in our favor though. Got that 8 kind of creating like a dynamic resistance over here. In fact, you can download the SMAs, guys. Description box. Free SMAs. You can just use this Confluence as always. Oh, the 30-minute also rejected here. It pulled up a bit. I got the 30. Got against the 30 and the 15. Possibly the Xauusd. So you really need this 5-minute ones to come through. Vix, do you mind sharing your SMA settings? Or is it... No, you can download this in the description. Yeah, I can't do anything here though. Can't manage my risk as well in drawdown right now. Because it's just pushing up. Definitely need to see a little bit more structure for that. Could take out these highs. Don't mind taking if it takes out these highs, because that's still a tight stop loss if you're looking at those highs. The main key area would definitely be above here by 33.12. I mean, the thing is, like, if you look at where it's going right now, where is it going? Like, there's a bunch of resistance up there. You know, I'd rather accumulate here for a bit, maybe, or have a further retracement back down first. There's a lot of resistance over here it needs to consider if it wants to break above. Because even if it breaks above, this range here is super tiny. Like, there's no clean traffic over here. It's really small range from here to here. I mean, it really has to do some pushing to get through these levels. It's actually much easier for it to just tumble and then get like a corrective move. Just move with the daily, because the daily is currently down 0.77%. Just move down with the daily, fill up this clean range here on the left-hand side. And it's also got that magnet that it's already retested about once here by 3,300. So that's how I'm looking at it. I think if you get a buy here, like you'd be buying, you know, if you start taking in drawdown, you got to see who's going to feel more comfortable. Are you going to feel more comfortable with the buy here at a potential resistance? You got resistance over here. Or are you going to feel more comfortable with the sell with clean ranges and with the daily trend? So that's how I'm currently looking at this position over here. All right, 10 seconds for the 5-minute to close. Just need the sellers to come back in. You didn't wait for the break of the previous candle wick? No, because this is not a shotgun entry. This is more of like a market fade. Fading this move upwards. Like this to keep pushing down. I was actually expecting volume to be coming in as we were breaking those lows. But yeah, it would have been really nice to get that additional confirmation if that wick, this candle would have re-broken those previous candle lows. Four-hour here for me is about to close in 53 minutes. Would be nice to get this 30 reflip over here. Once it reflips, you'll get the 38 SMA in our favor too. Yeah, that's gonna look really nice if that 30 could reflip. Gonna look something like this. Then it's gonna be kind of like a kiss of death on the 30. With that 8 SMA kiss of death if this reflips on the 30 to come down. See, 15-minute would be reflipping, breaking of the 15-minute lows. Let's at least get some structure in. GJ, please. Yeah, GJ is not doing much. Thought GJ could at least fill some of this area down over here, but looks like it's pulling back into this range. So we got like a support here on GJ, and we got resistance. So it's still moving a little bit sideways. Look like it faked down below 197.250. A little bit of V-shaped fake out over here. Inverted head and shoulders. If you look at the 1 minute time frame. On GJ, you got an inverted head and shoulders over there. What is kiss of death? That's when, well, you're kind of getting one here on the 5 minute as well. It's when the SMA is right underneath the candle. You got a small one right here. And then it creates like a really big push sometimes. It's a good confluence. I love to use it, especially on all my trades. Come on, where are these sellers at? I need some structure because I've noticed like a trend with the losing trades it usually just goes straight in the opposite direction. So we need a little bit more structure. I don't like this trend that I've been seeing is like whenever it's a losing trade, for example, it's always like somehow just gradually pushing without any form of structure. So it'd be nice to start getting a little bit of structure over here. 5-minute candlesticks start bleeding, creating resistance. And today's bearish though. So I would not be expecting such a strong and persistent move to the upside. Don't know where these bulls are getting the cojones from to do that. Especially at a resistance area over here. Small little 1-minute accumulation breakout. What's happening there? I hope it's faking out those 1-minute plays now. Come on, Goldie, bring them down. Let's see the 1 minute. There's a 1-minute setup here just faked out. Yeah, bring them down. Give them the red candle of death. It's a break of the highs. But the wick at the lows is pretty far away though. It needs to come all the way down here. It still would need to push down below. That's 3309. That's where that small little volatility is coming in from. Tapped into that 5-minute 8 SMA. Still acting as a form of dynamic support. Got a kiss of death. It's like a battle between buyers and sellers in here. Candlesticks acting a bit volatile within that this sector over here. Holy. Looks like the sellers might be taking it. What's going on? Guess we would still need to take out these lows by 3309 to really remove any buyers that could have been in this region here. If it takes out these lows by this 5-minute wick. So got about 2 minutes here for candles to close. Oh wait, all right, let me put it in. What is the SMA setting? 50 and 8. When the 15 and 30 flips, it will be food. You mean good? Yeah, the 30 flip and rebreak of the lows. True, exactly. And the 15 as well. And there's a couple of fake outs that happen here. There was a fake out that happened on the 1 minute time frame that it broke above, now it's pulling down. And there's also a minor one that's happening here as we create a new higher high, breaking this high. But you see what I mean again, chat? It's like, why would people buy here? You're literally buying out of resistance, multiple resistance, going against a lot more. You have a lot more variables going against you right now as a buyer than you do as a seller. That's what I'm going to say. In this specific region that we're in, with the specific structure that we have, you have a lot more going against you than you have for you. Because price on this daily has not yet seen any sort of like buying momentum. Overall, it's been more bearish, if anything. Only thing which was nice was this little accumulation area over here. Small little fake out confirmation here by 3,300. That was good, and that range already got filled. Now it looks like price should continue to move down with the overall direction that it was moving in. Closed the 8 SMA, which is nice, at least. See what the 15 and 30 are doing. 15 closed like a weak bullish doji. Some 30-minute resistance. We need to get through that 30-minute SMA as well. Still no chance for me to reduce my stops on this. F the bulls, the bears around here for now, yes. I still think so. The only thing the bulls are banking on is fake outs. That's the only thing that they can hope for right now, is to get quick V-shaped reversals. Like you see over here, that's all that they're doing. They're literally just trying to get like a quick V-shaped reversal, hoping to spook some people out, some sellers out. That's literally the only thing. Otherwise, they don't have any. There's literally no structure here. It's just whips for them. All they got is whips. But yeah, that's it. All they got is whips. So if, for example, price breaks below here, they'll just say, oh, buy. Let's try to scare them out. But there's literally nothing. They don't have good variables in their favor. Now it's forming that McDonald's M pattern. If it re-breaks these lows, it could be like a failed inverted head and shoulders as well here. That would be left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Like a failed inverted head and shoulders. Re-break those lows. I think that 30 minutes should... Yeah, it looks pretty nice. SMAs are holding price down as well. Notice how the SMA is acting like hands here. Kind of like pushing down the 5 minute. Now it's forming that. Yes. If you look closely... I don't trade here, but my strategy say me to buy here. Oh. Yeah, I mean... There's always a reason for a buy and a sell. So it's just a probabilities thing. Like, what's the probability of your buy playing out to my sell today on this setup? I still think there's a higher probability for my sells. You're doing a good job. I admire your courage. It's nice to be aware and to be cautious, and that's what you're doing. Good moves, bro. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate that comment. Last week I lose some. Now my each analysis gone wrong. Oh, I think it's a psychology thing. Because you've taken a couple of losses now, you're starting to doubt yourself. You must just keep going. Come on, dump it. See, that's why I didn't mind the price retracing up here and taking out these highs. Kind of expected, because that's a tight stop loss. That'll be a tight stop taking out these highs. So that's fine, you know. It can piss off some people. Sometimes you get in these situations, you get stopped out here and then price continues in that direction. It's accumulating a little bit here. Got a slight sideways consolidation here. see Owly. Yeah, come on, dump it. Should I trade or not? I think you should still trade. The best cure for that analysis paralysis and you feel like things are going wrong is just to keep going. You know what they say? If you're in hell, you might as well just keep going. Why stop? You know, why stop in the middle of hell? Just keep going. Just keep going. And I think it's good. It's going to build your character. It's going to teach you. This is just an opportunity for you to learn how to manage your emotions, to regulate your emotions. Because at your lowest, it will make you your strongest when you get good at regulating emotions. But you can't get your strongest at your highest all the time. You know, a true measure of character is someone who does well under pressure. Some people, you gotta put them under pressure and they're gonna focus. Other people are gonna break. So you can choose which one you want to do. You know, life's all about choices, right? I chose today to take this sell. I chose with 100% conviction. This is a sell that I'd be happy to take a losing trade on if it went against me. So I gotta see it through. It's not the time to like second guess myself, you know, when we start getting in drawdown. Obviously it doesn't feel good, but you gotta stick with what you set out to do. So I think that makes sense with what you're going through. So you set out to become a trader. So you gotta stick with these negative emotions that come with trading. Just like drawdown. But you getting mental drawdown. But it still feels the same. Mental drawdown and trade drawdown, they both feel as not nice. Tetra, is there any correlation between BTC and gold? I have often seen both go in the opposite directions to each other. No, I don't think so. Most people use gold and DXY, the dollar index. Yeah, I'd really like to see price start pushing anytime soon now. I feel like it's hanging out in this area a bit too long. At least we could take out the previous 30-minute lows over there. Candles are starting to flip. Let's see, hourly, 30-minute. We got 8 minutes, 9 minutes until 30-minute closure. C15. We still got dynamic support over there we need to get through, but I do like the fact that the 5-minute SMAs are starting to look a lot better. I think if we can re-break those lows, we can get some volume in. This is a bit of an accumulation situation that's happening over here. So if we can break these lows, I think that's going to be the pop that I want towards like 3306. SL now above recent highs. I still feel like it's a bit too early for me to put SL above recent highs. Because price could still come up here and take out the recent highs and then dump. I would still wait for a bit more structure. I think you spoke yesterday, it has to come down to 3273. Yeah, yesterday during the simulation, we're expecting the daily to come down towards 3273 on the daily. Fill up this range. That's true. There's a lot of resistance areas over there for buyers, you know. I mean, if you don't feel good about the trade, feel free to get out break even. I'm still gonna hold this. Hey Vic, how you been, brother? I still keep chilling on your stream from time to time. I hope all is good outside of trading. Yes. Thank you, man. Thank you, AB. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, all's good. All's good outside in the real world. You know, because your real world will also sometimes reflect your trading. So, you know, if like you're having some problems in the real world, it can affect your execution in the market. Currently, I'm up right now above like 11.68% on the month, which is pretty nice. Been getting some pretty solid moves too. Very nice moves in the market. But you should never let your trading affect your real life. That's one thing, you know. It's another thing if real life, you know, you can't control real life, but your trading should never affect your real life. And it can easily do that when you take losses, you know, when it becomes difficult, but you just must remain stoic. You must always remain stoic, emotionless. Do things without emotion. The most disciplined people, even when they don't feel like doing something, they're still gonna do it. You know, that's just how you must have your outlook towards achieving certain things. Like sometimes you don't want to gym, but just do it. Just get on there. You know, your mind will not want to do it. You start doing your push-ups and you're like, oh man, I really don't want to do this. You do your first set, then you do your second set, your third set, then you might as well just keep going. I think once you master that, you get a lot of things in your life done. You don't always have to enjoy it. Just get it done. So like this trade, you know, it's a nice trade. I like being in trades for long. You know, I've changed my outlook to this drawdown. I'm happy I'm in drawdown now. At least I can enjoy this trade here like a fine glass of wine. You know, and hopefully it still plays out. It's still the same idea. It's from when I got in back over here. It's still the same idea. Look at how nice and clean this look. It could have easily just dumped straight into profits, correct? But it decided to pull back and test us a bit more. So right now it's just testing. You know, it's at the entries. Look at how it's hovering around entries. You know, you could get our break even. Could also be a good idea. But I'm still gonna wait. Man, we came so close. Can we just break this area here? We just need to push about 1.5 more pips. It's a pretty obvious area that the market is playing with right over here. You can see these reactions as well. Because why would it hesitate to break 1.5 pips and move? Already it's moved in the opposite direction here. 13 pips. Why would it hesitate so much? It's a pretty important area over here. See what we can do. Look at GJ. Oh, GJ's flying. It's flying in the consolidation though. Moving sideways. Come on, we got 3 minutes. I think what the buyers are trying to do, they're trying to take this 8 SMA here on the 30. We still got time for the hourly. They have the 15-minute there that they're still using as protection, but we got the 5. We got the 5 that could rip this thing down. They got the 15 that's kind of holding again. You see how we tapped into it? And they're trying to take the 30. Let's see what side the 30 is going to be on. See, really pushing up. They're trying to reflip the 30 over here. Crazy. Small 1 minute, I think. So yeah, small little 1 minute accumulation. Hopefully that becomes another fake out, little liquidity grab. Same thing that happened over here. See that little liquidity grab? So I'm anticipating this could be the same thing. Now look at this, ripping down. Same exact thing that happened up here is happening here. Come on, rip it down, rip it down, rip it down, Goldie. Don't get any news to worry about. Which is a good thing today. Pretty much in the clear when it comes to fundamentals. What strategy are you currently using? I'm using TFX concepts. SMAs are looking nicer on the 5-minute to push it down. If this thing closes bearish or if it closes below here, we're going to get the SMA crossover. Nice little liquidity grab. So far maturing quite nicely. Break of the highs you can see there on the 5-minute. This should rip it down actually. Stop playing, Goldie. Stop playing. You know you want to come down. The buys literally don't make sense right now. There we go. Nice little liquidity grab there on the 5-minute. Beautiful SMA confluence. Let's get it, boys.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Yeah, the good thing about this move is if it starts nutting from here, this is a pretty good area. If daily's just going to continue dumping, this is a pretty nice zone to be getting in trades, especially if it's going to be heading down towards 3,300. Oh, nice. All right, stops to break even here, guys. Nice, securing something over here, boys. Let's get Spartans. Let's get Spartans. Beautiful. Yeah, so amazing drawdown here. I appreciate the drawdown. Thank you, Goldie. Made the trade a little bit more interesting for us. And, you know, I think now price has a pretty good chance to keep moving. Awesome. Dun, 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 dun. Very nice read on structure, I might say. So make sure you secure something. You know, if you think price is going to move, you can secure something, or you can at least manage your trade. Put it at break even. You shouldn't let this trade become a losing trade. Whatever it is that happens from this point. It should not become a losing trade because we've already dealt with the drawdown. You know, that was all the drawdown that I was willing to take on that position. I was not willing to take any more drawdown on that position than what we got. Lovely, 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 lovely. Hourly flip, 30-minute close, strong bearish below that SMA. You know what I think it was, guys? I think it was the SMAs here which kind of gave me a hard time. It was the SMAs which kind of gave me a hard time over there. Where my exit was. Yeah, about this much. Wait, let's see. It was the 15-minute SMA. There's a 15-minute SMA that kind of gave it a hard time, giving it these small pushes upwards, because that's what we typically see from them. You know, we can like bounce on them once, price will come down, and then, you know, that's why we have them on the screen. So it gives us like a good kind of perspective or flow of price action. So yeah, that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. Gonna call this the market fade. Market fade setup. The 451. Market fade 451. The USD sells. Nice. Put this here. Boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Yeah, you know, it's still quite surprising that price is still kind of struggling to move down, although it should move down. It should move down. I don't know why it's just taking long. But if you think about it, it's not that bad. I guess in hindsight, you just had like about 5, 10, 15-minute candles of drawdown before price started having the V-shaped reversal back downwards. Well, thanks. I think I understand the SMC explanation for this trade. Nice. Yeah, the smart money concepts perspective of it. I think, yeah, that's true. It's really good. Yeah, look at that win streak. Nice to see you back. Man, I didn't even realize this. Yeah, we're on a 7 win streak here. I'm not even paying attention to this. On to the next trade. My mindset is already on the next trade. So I'm just thinking about now how the next trade is going to go. So we just keep executing. You know, that's why they say, like, usually success becomes a byproduct of just doing the right things and focusing on the craft. But if you're chasing the win streaks and the W's, then you cannot get them. And price still got loads of room to move down here. At least down towards like a 33. Yeah, 3301. Extending towards 3300 again. Good one, sir. Saw it coming. Yeah, thank you, Sir Joshua. A Space Angel. Oh, that's Space Angel. Nice. Hey, nice to have you on the stream. We've been seeing your charts on the Discord every now and then. Please elaborate on TFX concepts. It's mainly doing with reading market structure in the most simple way possible. And having some consistency out of that way of reading price. You know, everybody has a certain way that they read price. You know, some people, they look at areas from all the way back over here, as we mentioned previously. Other people, they use these scientific methods, like just very scientific-y, and, you know, they have like the OBs and the point of interest, and they expect like bounces off those levels. But what we're doing here is we're just reading candles, right? We're reading to see the flow of price. So we said, okay, you know, price is accumulating here. Potential reversal, because this is something we've seen happen over and over again. And if we just keep it like this, then I think you must tune into the stream at least for like 3 months to fully understand, especially if you haven't been trading for a long time. Because I think if you've been trading for like a year and a half, it should be easier to kind of understand what's going on here and why it made sense for these sells. But if you think there's another reason why there was a buy over here, then I would love to hear why you think there's a buy over here when price is moving down. You know, it's very counterintuitive to what price and candlesticks are telling you. It's literally showing you it's struggling at resistance. The daily is literally telling you it's down. It already hit -1%. We've already had a retracement down here. So it's quite interesting to see, why do you think, and you can just challenge yourself, why do you think that this was a buy? If you're considering like this was going to be a buy. Were you trading based off of your feelings? Because, you know, a lot of people, they trade based off their feelings a lot. So they see something like this happen and they think it's automatically a buy. Are you trading based off of structure? But I still think the buys would have been much nicer over here. This would have been like a... It's still risky, but in theory, this could have been a valid trade for me as well at the break of these highs with my stops below this level to fill this range. In theory, that could have been valid according to my playbook, but I didn't like the way the structure was really formed in this region. And then we also had the same thing here happen, and it's kind of like a similar thing as this, correct? You only see 2 candlesticks here, but that's a sideways movement, correct? This is also a sideways movement right over here. So this is actually, this should be distributing. You know, it's still within that same area of where the first initial entry was. Break of these lows. This thing should definitely still be, at least in my opinion, distributing from this zone over here. Much like it distributed from below here and moved upwards. Because markets move like this, right? They move Down, sideways, bullish, sideways, bearish. Typically, that's how the market would move. So I got a very horizontal way of looking at markets, just to make it as simple as possible. Some people, they have a bit too detailed. You know, like a lot more things can happen for them. Trend is sell. That's why I bought. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, the thing, it's like how you look at markets is quite important. Someone else said it's a buy because of a trend line as well. I have no idea where the hell that was. Because the trend is bearish. No. But yeah, it's somehow struggling. I actually expected this move to be very clean, very easy. But it looks like it might be wanting to change character since it's coming up here again. It shouldn't be coming up here. It should just dump. It should just dump it. But I guess on to the next one. Since I drilled this stream 2 months ago, I have learned to accept losses and that has improved my trading by a mile. It's okay to lose? Yes, Joshua, exactly. It's okay to lose. If you're getting a lesson from it, at least, you know, it's not nice to just lose. You just have to lose and get all the lessons you can from it. And don't trade for anybody else, you know, trade for yourself. I think that's also quite important. Trade for yourself. Because you can never please everybody. There's no trade that you can ever take on stream that's going to please everybody. For example. So just stick to your system. You know, like I was selling mentorship yesterday. When I was trading, basically no one was really looking at the 5-minute and the 1-minute time frames. Like a lot of people at the time were telling me that these time frames are like the worst time frames, the low confluence time frames. But this is actually where I found my profitability. So it's funny because more towards the tail end of my first year trading, that's when I started really doing my own thing, right? I was like, you know what, screw these guys. Screw these guys, because everyone's just kind of acting like sheep right now. So I'm going to focus on these lower time frames because I see the opportunity in these lower time frames, correct? So, man, that's nowadays it's more normal to trade the 1 minute, the second charts. But back then, like, trust me, even a 10 pip stop loss, people used to make fun of 10 pip stop losses back in the days. You know, back in the days, everyone would have these massive stops, these huge swing entry models and all of these things. And yeah, I mean, it just goes to show, just do your own thing, you know, don't try and please anybody just because you're part of communities. Just don't try and please everybody. That's why I like also Ricardo over here. He's kind of building an own edge for himself as well, based off the way I'm looking at markets, and is also trying to see certain things that happen during these times that we're looking at markets. Because if I'm consistently doing this, what else can he do that's also consistent? You know, and you can start to better see the patterns a bit more clearly. If you can see someone who's consistent and they're consistently doing this thing, you get like a bit of data as well. You can sort of refine through things which happen over and over again. But a lot of the time, I think traders struggle with that consistency part. So a lot of their trades maybe look a bit random, or they can't get it to look as much as the previous setup as possible. And again, the market will never look 100% the same always. There's always going to be some sort of variation to it. But the idea, the concept itself should remain the same, right? Back when I started trading, yeah, I'm a Gramps. Back in my day, 10 pip stop losses were a joke. Grandpa Vic. I've only been trading for 5 years now. 5 years. 5+. Not that long. Really not that long. But yeah, chat, I think, you know, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice move here. That's all that market could give me. I'll take it. I think that market wouldn't give me more. Grandpa Vic. Guys, I'm still trading today. I don't think I'm done yet, to be honest. I'm gonna check out what's gonna happen next because the character is changing a bit more. I'm starting to see the character is shifting because it's not moving down. It looks like it wants to cook up something else, Goldie. Something in the works here. Buy side. You feel like crying when you lose? At least you can take your losses in silence. Imagine being a streamer and losing, like being on a losing streak. It's the worst. You feel so frustrated sometimes, I tell you. Because, you know, it's like there's a lot more energy in explaining something, and then it's like, then the market does whatever it wants to do. That it's quite annoying. Yeah, but things are about to change here, guys. Things are about to change. And I'm gonna try hit some higher percentage gains. I'll see how long I can keep it up for, at least. Like in March, for example, in March I took about how many trades was this? I was about 41 trades, ended 34%. So I kind of want to have the same. I want to see if I can have the same energy for a July, because so far so good. Up about 12%, 13 trades. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. Moving. Only thing I see is the RSI oversold in the 1 hour. Maybe a small push to the upside before it dumps. RSI oversold. Okay, on the hourly. On the hourly, the higher time frames, because they've just been coming straight down. And it's taking quite a long time for them to close. So yeah, RSI possibly is oversold. I wouldn't be surprised. Because these are the lows, the daily lows. Sorry, by 3,300. You know, it's funny because the buys, which were not the cleanest setup, had the cleanest move. Look at this. This just completely had a retracement here, about 66 pips. But the sells, which had the cleanest move or setup, is having the most difficult time. And it's just perfect. Like, the market just loves to do this. The cleanest setups are the ones which struggle, and the harder ones that you need to execute are the ones which play out better. The market loves execution. It does not like hesitation. This is the second setup. And we know, like, if we see one setup play out, usually the second setup has a high probability of playing out as well. On the swing entries. Can you try and explain the 5-minute candlestick price behavior on US oil in the last 1 to 2 hour? On US oil? Yeah, crude oil is up 38%. Looks like it's ranging. But it looks like a nice potential sell over here that could be coming in. Pump it down towards like 65.27, 30, 65,300. $65,300 a barrel. See on the 1 minute. Accumulating, break out of the lows, then distribute towards the downside. That's what I'd be expecting from crude oil. I don't see any buys at the moment. I see a lot of resistance for the buys. Got nice little SMA confluence in there as well. Just need to get through the 15. The higher time frames pulling up a bit, but crude oil shorts seem to be the move. Damn, holy. Why do we dump so much here? Short-term crude oil shorts. Or long-term. I'm not sure what this is fundamentally driven. So you gotta tap into the fundamentals, see what's going on here. Tariff uncertainties to cast shadow on oil prices. Continuing uncertainty surrounding Trump's tariffs will cast a shadow over oil prices. The analyst notes that oil prices are already under pressure after OPEC, you gotta pay attention, OPEC decided to raise production for August by more than expected. Markets are also concerned about Trump's recent announcement that tariffs ranging from 10% to 70% could take effect on August 1st. Oh, this is a pretty big increase here. Tariff concerns continued to be the broad theme in 2 hour with $2 weakness. And the only factor supporting oil for now. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally speaking, it seems that, yeah, obviously oil is under pressure. So, man, those cells even look a lot better now. Oil prices are expected to face further downside in 2 hour as there is an increase in OPEC plus production entering the market. In 2 hour. Oil prices could face more pressure in 2 hours. Is this saying in the next 2 hours? This was released 2 hours ago already. Yes, sir. I think this is looking pretty good. Just needs to commit. Oil just needs to break these lows over here. You know, if you haven't yet been stuck into the move, it needs to break these lows. And then it can further come down. Look at gold. He's still playing around, hovering around this general region. Damn, time flies, guys. Time is flying today. How long were we in this trade for? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, or like 45 minutes? 35, 40 minutes? Let's see, you got space in here, yeah. 71, then lower, no buys. Yeah, it is OPEC. Organization Petroleum Exporting Countries. Yes, exactly, man. Done with exams, a man can now focus on trading during off semester. Awesome. Yeah, feel free to leave your comments on my videos, guys. I do appreciate reading those comments. I'm currently in a debate with one guy over here who is telling me that you cannot read volume with just using candlesticks. Let me see what he said. What did he say? Yeah, I said it wrong. You can see with sophisticated volume indicators where pressure is building up, even though just reading the PA just looks like it's ranging. Check out Fabio Valentini, second place Robbins Cup using order flow. But you know, the thing is, like, when it's ranging, you already know that volume is building up. Correct? You don't need an indicator to tell you that volume is building, because that's what a range is. Consolidation, buyers and sellers coming in like a rubber band, and then apparently it's going to explode. It explodes in a certain direction. You don't need an indicator to tell you this. The indicator won't also tell you the real direction of where it's going to go. So, you know, you can see this already on the candlesticks. Also, you know, like, what if you get 100 pip candle, right? You get 100 pip candle, but the indicator is telling you that there's low volume. Does that make sense? You know, 100 pips cannot be 100. You can't have a move like this without a lot of volume, correct? So you don't need an indicator to tell you this has volume in it. Also, it can kind of jumble up your mental a bit as well, especially in areas like this. It can kind of confuse you because you think like, oh, we should be having this certain type of volume coming in, and then price starts to range and you're wondering, why is it not moving yet? You know, because you still need to be patient. Even if the indicator is telling you there's a bunch of selling pressure in here, you still have to be patient, because market doesn't need to go in that direction immediately. It could range for a bit longer and then have the move. So you see, at the end of the day, it will all come down to patience, man. Your ability to read structure and how structure behaves at certain key levels are going to give you hints of what could possibly be happening next. You know, like what we had over here. Look at this. What do we see? 5-minute little accumulation grab. Boom. And then price completely melted. Hit take profit level, right? Same thing that we were reading up over here. We're like, okay, you know, we see that little accumulation area here, potentially fake out some traders and bring them back down. That's what we saw. And we saw the same exact thing happening here on the 1 minute, small little accumulation that happened there. And then you got that fake out and then bringing traders down. It happened literally twice. And we're just kind of like anticipating it, you know, anticipating these things happening. So looking at it from the 1 minute, you can better see what I'm saying. So this was the accumulation here. We're anticipating the fake out. Boom. Bring it down. See accumulation here. We're anticipating the fake out. Boom. Bring it down. Because we can see where price is overall currently sitting at. And what's the probability that it moves down bearish as opposed to moving upwards? It's more risky for it to move up. Yeah, I think it looked a lot cleaner there on the 5. So you see, that's why I mean also like every moment in the market is unique. Correct? And you could just be sitting on your charts and I think we might have had a trade like that on the simulation as well, where it's like we didn't get the confirmation, but we saw the liquidity and then we took the buy or sell. There's the same thing here. Let's say you didn't get your confirmation for a buy and you notice that and you're like, oh damn, that was a liquidity grab. All right, so where the sellers at? You know, and then you're gonna start seeing those key levels of structure and then you can take the position and it's gonna be a really good position. Because it's a unique thing. You could not have known that was going to happen, but you saw it happen and then you took advantage of it. You know? So you get like a little good signal for volume. So you don't need an indicator, and they're lagging indicators. They're not going to tell you when such things are going to happen as well. So you're better off just reading the price action. Can you check DAX and US 30? No. That's a general rule for life. He who hesitates losses. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like you can't hesitate, man. If you hesitate too much in life, then you know you got certain situations. I was watching this news about this lady who got grabbed by a crocodile. You know, she was feeding the crocodile, showing the tourists like this crocodile, and the crocodile bit her hand. Now, she could not hesitate because she already knows. She knows there's a probability that when a crocodile grabs its prey, the next thing the croc is going to do is going to be a death roll. You know, and that's a high probability. So she had to make a decision whether to fight with a croc and try get her arm out like this, risking a death roll. And once it starts to roll, that's going to tear her arm off. Or is she going to succumb to it, go in like this? You know, just like even if you're fighting somebody, there's certain ways you can fight somebody, you can flow a bit better with them, right? She went in closer, jumped in the cage, and that way she was able to hold the crocodile's head like this. And when it started the death roll, she rolled with the crocodile, and eventually she saved her arm because somebody jumped on the crocodile and she managed to get her arm out. But she had to make that literally split-second decision right then and there. So, you know, in life, just the same way, life doesn't like people who hesitate, you know? Life doesn't like people who hesitate. They like people who act on things. Like if you watch The Pursuit of Happiness and you see how Will Smith was actively executing every single day. He was just executing, losing. He eventually got that one time that he was right. And that's all that you need. You just need that one time that you're right to really set you up for a much longer time. So in the movie, he basically got the job where he was a broker and he was working for that brokerage. But if you see his persistency, his persistence before that, something to really admire. Like life doesn't like hesitation. You know, hesitation makes people anxious. You know, you're talking to somebody and you're hesitating. It makes people anxious. You know, you hesitate touching animals and you're hesitating with them. It makes them anxious as well, and they can feel it. It's just the same way as in the market. You know, sometimes the market, you're going to hesitate for too long. It knows where people have been hesitating. It doesn't like it. It makes your trades feel less confident. And when you have a trade which is less confident, then that's what's going to happen, you know. You're going to see that in the market as well. Like price behaves in a certain way. For the most part. I managed out with $600. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You know, I took my sell. I didn't hesitate. I took my profits. I didn't hesitate. And look at this. If I hesitated, I'll be sitting in drawdown right now. You know, I'll be sitting in drawdown. Or actually, no, I'd have been managing my trade over here. I'd have already been out with a bit more than 50% managed, which is also quite nice. Maybe about like 60%, 60, 70% managed, somewhere around there. But the worst trades, man, the worst trades are like when you hesitate. You know, you're like, oh, I don't know if this is a right trade. You know, it's finding a good balance as well. That kind of happened to me over here, and this could have easily been a very bad trade. Like if price came down, this is a very difficult situation, I have to say. But just generally speaking, the trades which you hesitate on really are not good trades, where you second guess yourself. And you know, like whenever I take trades on stream, there's always somebody saying, oh, that's a opposite. I'm taking the opposite trade. And if you're letting all that affect you, then you can't find consistency in the market. It happens in businesses. Yeah, in businesses as well. You know, people hesitate. That's why I love Donald Trump sometimes. Like, at least because he can fire people. You know, people find, like, it's a bad thing. Yeah, I know people don't like getting fired, obviously. But as a business owner, you have to see from their perspective, you know. Like, sometimes you got to make these decisions and not hesitate for too long. I feel like a lot of businesses sometimes, especially new businesses, they usually hesitate when making decisions. It takes a while. It takes a lot of like democracy and talking, and you know, it takes a long time to make these decisions. Whereas like a good entrepreneur is always on the go, and making sure you're in the right direction. It's let's just say that they don't like having hard conversations. You know, there's a way that you must be politically correct when you're working for a company. You know, you're not allowed to just say whatever it is that you want to say, right? So there's a lot of time wastage with that as well. You know, because then it makes people seem more like afraid to say something that could actually improve the business, but they don't want to hurt your feelings. Correct? That's why when you run a company, you got to run it like Wolf of Wall Street style, where everybody feels like, hey, if you're going to be a snowflake, then this is not the place for you, because we need to move forward fast and correct. That's how I look at this, running businesses and trading in general. You need to make decisions quickly and don't look back. Think about it. Make sure you make the best possible decision you can make at the moment, because that's what trading is. This is the best decision I could have made for this whole stream. Since I already missed a potential buy here, this was the next best area that I could have executed on and done what I needed to do to get a profitable day here. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. Now I'm going to move over to the next trade. Let's see, we got any tall trader longs. Nice. Risk free. So much for a higher low buy. Minute 1 structure 3,300. Gold still has not lost its nerves on levels here. Out 09. Yeah, Derek, man. Derek is a star for this one, for executing on this thing. This was a scary one. It was a very nice trade. Accumulation, reversal, but very technical. A lot more technical than the sells that we just took. In hindsight, it doesn't seem like it, but in the moment, there's a lot to consider. Especially that bearish momentum. Not the best day, getting slipped left and right. Oh yeah, this was early on. So yeah, guys, next time you got that workout and you start hesitating, don't hesitate. Just get it done. Oh, my Spotify. How do I go here? What's my favorite trading movie? That's a good question. Man, that's a good question. This is a really nice movie. I really like this actor. It's called The Hummingbird Project. Jesse Eisenberg. You should watch this. I think it can give you some nice background knowledge on trading. If you're also a visual learner, I think movies is also a nice way to learn about the trading industry. So yeah, the Hummingbird Project is a really nice movie. You can watch series like The Industry is also a really nice series. Billions. There's a bunch. Oh, watch the Rogue Trader. I think the Rogue Trader is my favorite trading movie. The Rogue Trader looks like it got a 6.4 over here. It's kind of like an old movie, but watch this movie. Man, this movie should give you like a good whip in terms of being happy to end a losing day with a managed risk. So this is based on a true story. So you got this guy, he'll risk everything to beat the system. This guy brought down a whole bank because he couldn't manage his risk. So that's a good movie. Also, Wall Street, man, Shia LaBeouf, this is also such an awesome movie. This is actually such an awesome movie over here. Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. Love this guy, man. One of my favorite actors, Shia LaBeouf. No matter how crazy he gets, Kanye West, whatever style of craziness that he gets, I'll always admire this guy as an amazing actor. Sometimes he gets quite crazy in real life, but I think he's a very genuine guy. What else? The Big Short. Obviously, The Big Short is pretty nice as well. Yeah, I got Christian Bale. Man, there's a lot of movies. There is so many movies. But watch The Rogue Trader and then watch Money Never Sleeps. Where are you watching your movies from, bro? I usually download them like on YTS. You can get the torrents. You get like 4K files on there. Pretty nice quality. Subtitles. YTS. If it's a really new movie and I really want to watch it, but it's not torrentable, I just watch it on Sflix. Netflix is shit. You never watch anything on Netflix. Except the new Cyberpunk Edge Runners should be coming out soon. I'm waiting for that anime. So if you guys watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners, one of the most animes, especially if you like Cyberpunk, the new season is coming out soon. Or rather, it's in production. Yeah, Goldie's kind of dead right here, guys. So I think I'm gonna call it a session. I'm gonna let this open up a bit more, hopefully. See what else can be caught. I'm gonna go grab some popcorns and then see what the market is saying. But I hope you all enjoyed this little session here, guys. I appreciate you all. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.